How's it going, guys? Cameron here is Canadian Gamer coming at you with another video. There's actually quite a bit to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it all in today's video. We'll see what we can do here. So I guess the first thing we'll talk about, I did have a chance to go out today and do some actual game hunting. So I'll show you guys what I picked up in just a moment. Before we get into that, I do want to let you guys know yesterday I was able to download a TurboGrafx 16 / PC Engine emulator, and I was able to get a couple of ROMs. I got Chase HQ, and I got Special Investigations Unit, I think it's called. It's the second game in the Chase HQ franchise where you actually have a gun. So it's similar to the version that was on the Sega Master System. And I was able to get Outrun for the TurboGrafx 16 as well. So very excited to get into those games, and maybe I'll do some speed runs as well. Very excited. I'll probably dip into Outrun tonight and check it out. I think Outrun was only released for the PC Engine over in Japan. I don't believe it was released over here in North America. But I gotta say, the TurboGrafx 16 is something that continues to interest me. And it's just a real shame that a lot of us didn't jump onto that console. Forget the early 2000s collecting. We're talking when it first came out way back in, 89, 1990? Because the games have shot up in price like you wouldn't believe. It's absolutely insane. There was someone on the classifieds last night that was selling a TurboGrafx 16. Just the console itself, he was asking, I think, $130, $140. But the games were just as expensive. He actually had Chase HQ for the TurboGrafx 16, and I think he was asking close to $140 for the game complete in box. He also had a bunch of cases with manuals and no games, and he was asking $60, $70, $80 for the cases. So yeah, TurboGrafx 16 is super expensive to collect for, probably more so than obviously the Genesis or even the Super NES, and with reason. The games are on the special Hue card, and a lot of the cases, if you can get one that's complete in box, the cases are really nice for the TurboGrafx 16. So yeah, it's just something that if you want to get into it now, if you want to play the TurboGrafx 16, your best bet is probably to go the emulation route. And even if you can buy a TurboGrafx 16 Mini, which I'm being told they're still in production, I don't quite understand because I don't think they are, but that's what I'm being told. If you wanted to buy a TurboGrafx 16 Mini, let's say you go on eBay or the classifieds, it's probably going to cost you a couple $100. It might be worth it. So something to look into as well. The next thing we'll talk about here today is my pickup. So get into that here. So I was able to go out today, and I went to two retro video game stores in the Ottawa area. And the first one I went into, I was looking for a few things for myself and for Master System Marceau. And I was going to show Marceau on tomorrow night's stream what I picked up for him, but I'll just show you guys here. Consider it an early Christmas gift, okay, buddy? So I went in looking for Ridge Racer 7 for the PS3, and I just can't find it. I have given up on it. I'm not going to go on eBay and pay eBay prices for Ridge Racer 7. But what I was able to pick up for $20 is I got Ridge Racer 6 for the Xbox 360. So I'm happy with that. It's more or less the same game, right? Let's be honest. And the funny thing about it, it's got a French and an English manual inside. Two full-sized manuals. So when you close the case, it's pretty hefty. So yeah, it's in mint condition. The case isn't faded. Even Ridge Racer 6 for the 360 is getting harder to find. So I'm happy to finally have this in the collection, and it's a very unique game, kind of like Test Drive Unlimited 2, and these two games kind of complement each other on my my game shelf for my Xbox 360 games. So yeah, Ridge Racer 6. Very happy to have it. I have come to terms with not being able to find Ridge Racer 7. No thanks to John Linneman. And so let me show you what I picked up, Marceau. So the first thing I want to show you guys, before I show you, I just want to talk a little bit about it. Megadan29, who's another member in the retro community, he's a huge lover of all things Nintendo, and especially the NES. And he's proposed kind of like a community challenge. Not a challenge, I wouldn't say, but it's more of like a team effort, a collaboration, if you will. What's happening is on October 1st, he's inviting anyone who wants to join. Basically, as a group, they're going to play the game Fact-San-Tado for the NES. And the way it's going down is, we're not going to be using online forums to look for cheats or hints or ways to get through it. We're not going to be running to YouTube to look up walkthroughs. It's going to be old school, where you're going to go through it, by yourself. And if you get stuck, you can reach out to another member who's going to partake in this sort of collaboration, if you will. And we're all going to work together as a team. And the main thing is we're not trying to rush through this as fast as possible. The whole idea behind this is to hopefully help others, and we're going to slowly go through this together. And the reason why I say we is because, yes, I'm joining in on the challenge. I'm going to dig out my NES Classic on October 1st. I'm going to sort of clear my desk of all other games, and I'm going to dig out Fact-San-Tado, which I used to have on the NES back in the day, and I'm going to participate in this. I guess not really a challenge. It's more of a community playthrough. We're all going to help each other out. And if somebody's a little bit slower at it, maybe they're busy with work, maybe they're busy with school, and they can only play, 1 or 2 days out of the week. And you got someone over here like maybe myself that has 5 days a week or 7 days a week where I can play it. Maybe I won't play it every night. I'll slowly work away at it and let the other people catch up. And the whole idea is hopefully by the end of it, everyone's sort of close to the end and we can try to finish at the same time. That's my understanding of it. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment if you want to check out Megadan's video that he still has up. He might be taking down where he's talking about this initiative, and he's going to be posting updates on his channel. I believe he will be every so often, letting everybody know where we're at with this sort of like I said, it's kind of like not a challenge. It's more like a fun playthrough, trying to do it old school, helping each other out like we would back in the day, right? So that's what I was able to pick up for MS Marceau. He said he was looking for a copy. I think he wants to participate as well. So I got you a copy of Fact-San-Tado, buddy, mint condition, and I'll ship it out to you as soon as possible. And hopefully you'll get that by October 1st. And I think this should be a lot of fun. I was also able to pick you up your copy of Rad Racer that you were asking for. So here it is. I got it. And lastly, I was able to pick you up a copy of No Man's Sky for the PS4. So hopefully, at some point, we can go online and play this together. Maybe do a live stream. I would be very much interested in doing that if you're interested in it as well. I talked to the guy at the retro store, and he's telling me, I don't know how much truth there is to it, he's telling me that there was a physical release of No Man's Sky for the PS5 and the Xbox Series console, so apparently it got a reprint. I don't know. But yeah, I got this for you, Marceau. No Man's Sky. Can't believe I found it for you. I had to pick it up. So we'll ship this stuff out to you, and it should be a lot of fun. So the next thing here, keeping in tradition with Fact-San-Tado, beer of the day, we've got Fax, Amber. And one last thing I want to talk about here, and we'll wrap up the video. Already at the 10-minute mark. How you doing, Brandy? Okay, so I actually picked up 2 more games, and before I show off what I picked up, and I actually want to mention Megadan29 again, because he mentioned this in a video a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying, he's like, you know what? Maybe, I'm not sure, was it a video? I think so. He's like, you know what? He's like, I would never collect disc only. It's like, it's one thing to collect cart only. Not that carts are more reliable, but they're more durable, right? You can put a cart on a shelf. It can be exposed outside the case, and for the most part, you don't have to worry about it too much, right? Let's be honest. Whereas with a disc, not the same. And so I remember Megadan29 was saying, he's like, as far as disc-based games are concerned, like PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, he's like, I would never collect disc only. And I have to agree with him. I've always had that mindset. I just can't imagine, buying a PS3 game and sticking it in a binder. Like, those old CD binders that we all used to have. And then as far as the fucking, the jewel cases are concerned, well, they're fucking junk, right? They break. They're so flimsy. This is my original jewel case, by the way, for Need for Speed 3 for the PC. So, it's like, I guess you could say this is complete in box, right? Technically. But, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to collect those types of consoles, you better make sure that it's complete in box, right? Well, I've kind of changed my tune a bit on this after today, and I'll explain to you why. So, collecting has become extremely expensive. Even no matter what John Hancock or anyone else out there says, no, PS2 has become expensive. PS3, Xbox 360, a lot of these games have become quite expensive to collect for, let's be honest. And, however, a lot of people shy away from disc only. It's got this sort of stigma associated with it in the collector's market. And that might be all the more reason to gravitate towards it, right? But I'm not going to leave it there. The reason why I say that is because when I was at the second store today, he had a pile of disc-only games, and I started looking through it, and they were in like the, those sleeves. It's kind of like, not paper. I guess it's like plastic with like soft material on top. It's not something you want to keep your games in. And I'm going through the pile, and all of a sudden I start going through another pile, and the games were in these plastic sleeves that I had never seen before, as you can see here. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty fucking awesome. If you were going to buy disc only, and you could put the discs in a case like this. Now, this is something that I can get behind. So I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty awesome. So as you can see here, I picked up Suzuki TT Superbikes for the PS2. And I got to admit, I kind of like it. I do. I'm down with that. So, as far as disc only is concerned, I'm on board with it. As long as they're in these plastic cases here. I like these a lot. You can see the disc. It's exposed. It's not going to break like a fucking jewel case. So I found this game and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to pick this up. And then I found another game and it was in one of those plastic sleeves that I mentioned. So I went up to the counter and I told him, I'm like, I'm going to pick this up. And then I showed him the other game I was going to pick up. And I grabbed like a Kinect game that was in one of these cases. And I'm like, I'll buy the other game that I want only if I can have this plastic case. And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I picked up Virtual Tennis 4 for the Xbox 360, and I have it in another plastic case. You can see here on the back it says Le Super Club. Videotron on the back. So, each game was $3. If you were to buy these games CIB, would they be $3 a piece? I don't think they would be. So I get home and I'm thinking, man, I really, really like these plastic cases. I really do. I'm like, where the hell? I wonder where you can buy them. Do they still exist? Was this a Videotron thing? And it didn't take me long to find out. In Canada here, I don't know if you guys have it in the US, but we have what's called Staples. Website staples.ca. and you can buy a pack of these, 200 in a pack. I don't know if they have smaller quantities, but 200 in a pack was like $85. So maybe you guys don't like the idea. Maybe you're not on board with it, but I'm thinking if I had, maybe not 200, but if I had, let's say 50, and I have loose disc games that I find out in the wild that are good games, you can put them in here and you can put them up on your shelf like this. Easy storage, easy to access, easy to keep your discs clean, and especially if you're running low on space and maybe you just don't have a lot of space, this is an excellent alternative right here. So yeah, I'm personally, I can't believe I'm saying this because I never thought I'd be the type. I'm on board with loose disc. I'm on board with it as long as I can put it in these cases. Absolutely, no bones about it. And I'm actually kind of curious as to what games I can find out there that I've had my eyes on that are too expensive to buy because of the inflation and the retro gaming scene. Too expensive to buy. Never mind CIB, but just having the original case, no manual. Sometimes these games are like 60, 70, 80, 90 bucks. One comes to mind for me would be Alone in the Dark, the new Nightmare, which was released on the PS2 and apparently was released on the PS3. So, yeah, I'm on board with it for sure, especially when it comes to PS2 and, original Xbox 360. I'm kind of running out of room. I'm on board with these cases. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you like this idea? Or you're just dead set against disc only? I'm okay with disc only. Only after today. Only after discovering these plastic cases am I 100% on board with disc only. Absolutely. So yeah, that's it for this video. Again, if you're interested in the Fact-San-Tado collaboration playthrough, community playthrough that's going on, you can hit up Megadan29 on Twitter, or you can go over to his channel if you have any questions. So I'm gonna, like I said, boot up the NES Classic on October 1st, and I think MS Marceau is going to participate as well. And I think it's just a really good way to give back to the community and sort of a grassroots way of remembering how things were, 20 to 30 years ago, when you had things like couch co-op, or you had a neighbor down the street that was playing the same game, and the next day you go to the bus stop and you guys would talk to each other, maybe on the playground at school, and talk about different strategies and where are you here and can I help you there. And it's all about helping out people and helping out the community and trying to have fun. And I think that's what it's all about. So I'm really looking forward to this, kind of like a team building aspect to it as well. So I'm really excited about this, absolutely. So I think, Megadan, I think you got a great idea there. And October 1st can't come soon enough. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm going to cut it off there right at almost the 19-minute mark. And anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this long-winded video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.